a cigarette but fell onto the lawn, and to his shock, the lawn moved out of its way. The man was terrified by what he saw, so he began digging into the ground. To his surprise, the soil was made of clay, and even stranger, the clouds in the sky looked fake. So he decided to climb onto the roof for a better look. But what he saw was even stranger. Every house in the neighborhood was identical, lined up in perfect order. They decided to drive away from this terrifying place. But after several hours, they were still trapped inside the neighborhood. They noticed that all the houses along the road looked exactly the same. The man suspected his wife's driving skills were the problem, so he took the wheel himself. He asked his wife to turn on the GPS, but there was no signal anywhere in the neighborhood. With no better option, the man chose to drive in one direction endlessly, convinced they would eventually get out. But by nightfall, they were still in the neighborhood, and the car had run out of gas. Amazingly, when they got out of the car, they found that it had stopped right in front of their own house. They had no choice but to return inside and rest for the night before trying again. When they opened the fridge, they found a box of strawberries in a bottle of champagne. The man took a bite of a strawberry and realized it had no flavor at all. His wife tried one as well. The texture felt almost like clay. They didn't fall asleep until late at night because the silence was terrifying. They could hear their own heartbeats clearly. The next day, they continued searching for a way out, but since the car had no fuel, they could only walk. However, just like the day before, they walked until they were completely exhausted, yet still never left the neighborhood. Just as they were about to lose hope, the wife noticed a house with its lights on. They ran inside excitedly, but to their horror, they found strawberries and champagne on the table, the exact leftovers from the night before. This meant they had returned to the same place again. Then they found a box left at the doorway. Inside were food and daily supplies. It felt as if they were fish trapped inside an aquarium with someone delivering food to them every day. The man angrily threw the cardboard box into the fireplace and lit it on fire, then set the entire house ablaze. He believed that once the house was destroyed, whoever was behind all this would show up. However, even after the villa burned down to ashes, no one appeared. Exhausted, they fell asleep on the roadside. When they opened their eyes again, another box had appeared. Inside was a child along with a note that read, "If you raise the child, you will gain your freedom." At that moment, they looked up and saw that the villa they had burned down the previous night was now completely intact again. For anyone who wants to know, the movie is Vivarium.